You might remember a long time ago, Walter Wolfgang, who was an elderly Holocaust survivor, heckled the Labour minister Jack Straw about the Iraq war. And then he was questioned under anti-terrorism legislation as a consequence.
He was violently removed from the audience, if memory serves me correctly, this elderly...
He was. And then anti-terrorism legislation was used, which, you kind of think, does heckling come under terrorism? Yeah, I mean, it is obviously what's happened is the direction of travel is actually quite disturbing because, look, in the US, you can talk about this, can't you? Because what happened there is a lot of Democrats and so-called centrists and moderates demonize a lot of pro-Palestinian activism. And they help pave the way for Donald Trump's much more profound authoritarianism. And here, would I bet against Nigel Farage to become prime minister? Absolutely not. I mean, he called, when they broke into base and threw some paint at some planes, one of which is already up in the air, already doing its thing. So clearly not particularly wounded by red paint. He demanded its prescription in the morning, and then the government announced it would prescribe in the afternoon. He could just build on all this authoritarianism, can't he? Look, that's what they did in the US.
Liking this video? And don't just watch, hit like, share and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a video or live show. But if you want early access to exclusive content, then you have to head to zeteo.com and subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism.
It's interesting that you say it's paved the way, and there's many other examples. I do want to talk about Bob Villan. I do want to talk about the documentary Gaza Doctors Under Attack. As you say, cancel culture is going on very heavily. The people who used to complain about it are doing the cancelling. And as I've said in the past, the number one victims of cancel culture have always been supporters of the Palestinian cause, both in the UK and the US. But just on this Palestine Action point, this idea that Britain, the UK right now, is prescribing or trying to prescribe a group that most people around the world would not consider to be a terrorist group. I'm sure a lot of people in the UK do not consider to be a terrorist group, certainly not in the bracket of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or these Russian white supremacists who are in the same bill. But isn't it interesting that Elon Musk and a bunch of American MAGA conservatives who spent the last few months posting online about how the UK has fallen, there is no free speech in the UK, free Tommy Robinson,